As a child, living near an airport is viewed by some as an annoyance, but never for me. The purr of the propeller blades first thing in the morning was music to my ears. Looking out the window at those magical birds leaving the confines of gravity is what planted the seed and made me want to learn the mechanics of flight. I studied those mechanics for years and eventually earned my private pilot's license. This model airplane demonstrates the four forces of flight and represents the plane I flew during my first solo. Let's look at flying lesson number 1. The airplane is an amazing feat of human ingenuity that flies based on four forces. Those forces are lift, weight, thrust, and drag. This was the first lesson I took as a student pilot at that very airport. In level flight, lift equals weight and thrust equals drag when the plane flies at a constant velocity. This was important to know and is the basis for everything I learned about how an airplane stays in the air. Finally understanding this principle, as well as many others, is what kept my interest and what helped me as I started to physically fly the plane. Now that I understood what keeps a plane in the air, I started to take my flying lessons. One beautiful summer day, during my training, I took off in a 172 Cessna, just very similar to this one, and my instructor and I had a normal lesson. But at the end of this lesson, something was different. He asked me to let him out. He then asked me to remember everything I learned while we were training and fly 3 times around the airport solo. It was strange not having him sit next to me like he always did, but I focused on my training. I did the 3 takeoffs and landings and went around the airport pattern and made my instructor proud. He then cut off my shirt tail as part of tradition. My first solo flight was on June 26, 2015. Growing up near an airport as a child and understanding how the four forces of flight act on an airplane prepared me for that day. I was comfortable with the airplane and understood how it worked. I studied hard and for many years as a child as a student pilot. When my big day came to take the final flying exam and earn my private pilot's license, I thought back to those days as a child, watching people fly airplanes and convince myself that I could do that too. My life forever changed on November 27, 2015, the day I earned my private pilot's license. Thank you.